So stretch your leg, well keep your knees bent, come onto your elbows and just ease your body down onto the mat. Taking yourself down vertebra by vertebra to lay your spine down onto the mat. And then stretch out your legs one by one. Unless you have low back issues or anything like that, where you're much more comfortable with the knees bent. If that's the case, keep your knees bent. Otherwise, just lie yourself down onto the mat and just lie down in such a way that you can just let go. Just let go and release out into the mat. So as you feel your body releasing onto the mat and your shoulders rolling open and your legs relaxing and feeling heavy, feel yourself on some level transitioning from doing to being. And notice what's going on now with you. What are your thoughts like? How are you feeling? Perhaps if you are used to being predominantly in a rajasic doing mode, which usually is equated also with anxiety states, not always, it doesn't mean you have to have anxiety states, but anxiety is equated more with the rajasic state. Perhaps if you're more used to doing and keeping busy, you're feeling a bit impatient now, you're feeling a bit frustrated that you can't get doing. If you're more drawn to the tamasic state, you're perhaps thinking, I just want to stay here for the whole 90 minutes, I don't want to move. So we begin to notice, and yoga moves us to the middle state of being. So just enjoy being here. If you notice any areas of tension in your body, just take your awareness to them and consciously relax and release, letting the tension flow into the floor and out of your body. And now take your awareness to your breath. And just a couple of breaths before we begin movement, because movement is going to be so much better if we do it from a being state, where we can let the movement happen, working with the energy body rather than forcing it through the physical body and trying to do too much. And as you breathe in and out, become aware of your breath, the movement of the breath in the body, breathing in and breathing out. And as you breathe in, say to yourself quietly, I am here. And as you breathe out, it is now. Breathing in, I am here. Breathing out, it is now. And keep repeating that silently, mentally. Encouraging your body through the use of repetition of words into a more being state. Because the body believes every word the mind says. And then for the last few breaths, breathing in, say to yourself, I am breathing in, and out, I am letting go. And as you say to yourself on the out breath, I am letting go, feel little by little the body releasing and relaxing. And then getting ready for the practice. Just bend, bring your legs together, and bring your arms closer into the side of the body. Become fully aware of the weight of the body on the floor and connect with your physical body again. And bend both legs at the knees. One leg, then the other leg, and then take your thighs over your chest. One thigh, and then the other thigh. And just hold around your knees, either the back of the knees or the top of the knees, and just have a little rock from side to side, just so that we begin to ease out the spine. And then allow the feet to float back down to the floor. We're going to start working into the hamstrings with some leg lifts. Now, If you haven't done yoga before, or you're feeling a bit tired tonight, or you know that your hamstrings are tight, I want you to keep your left leg bent. Otherwise, straighten out your right leg and your left leg along the floor. Keeping that left leg bent if you're new to yoga. You want to take it gentle tonight. And make your right leg nice and straight. Point the toes of your right leg up to the ceiling. Really feel the energy in that leg. Take your full awareness into your right leg. And your hands, press them down and into the floor a little bit. And use your energy body to move the leg rather than forcing it up into the air. As you breathe in, just allow your right leg to float up into the air, nice and straight. Take it as high as you can with the foot flat, bending the knee if you need to. And as you breathe out, release that leg straight all the way down, placing the heel on the floor. And do that again. Breathing in, let the breath almost lift the leg on its own accord. So there's less doing, there's more being. Breathing out, allow that leg to float back down. Keep a little bit of engagement in your core muscles. And do that 3 more times. Feeling the tummy muscles working. Feeling the stretch in the back of the hamstrings. Bending that knee if you need to. And when you've finished 5 movements in total, just have a tiny pause, notice what you notice. And then do the same with the other leg. But before you make the movement, engage the left leg with your mind. Take your awareness all the way down into the left leg. Remember to bend the right knee if you need to, and then let the breath lift that left leg up. The aim is to keep the leg straight and the foot flat, but if you need to bend the knee, that's fine. Just get it to where you can get it. Working with the breath, 5 movements in total. Being mindful of the toning effect that you feel in the abdominal muscles and the stretch down the back of the hamstrings. We're opening up and working into the hip and starting to bring energy and strength into the body. Five movements in total. And then when you've finished 5 movements, straighten out both legs along the floor. And I just want to experiment with tonifying and working into the abdominal muscles. So once more, just once more, we're going to lift the right leg. Remember to bend your left knee if you need to, but otherwise allow that right leg to float all the way up into the hair and hold it there, at the top of the lift, just where you can hold it. Bending your left leg if you need to. And if you want to make this posture stronger, you can straighten out your left leg and then just lift the left leg off the floor by about 1 inch or 2 inches, so that both legs are held suspended in the air. The one leg is straight out along the floor but just lifted, and the other is straight up into the air. Push into the hands if you need to, feel the tension in the abdominals, and then release both legs back down to the ground when you've had enough of a hold to feel the strength in the abdominal area. And then we'll do the same with the left leg. So you know what you need to do to make this posture comfortable for you. Allowing your left leg to float all the way up, having that leg as straight up to the ceiling as is comfortable for you. Pressing into the hands and then lifting the right leg off the floor so that leg is just hovering over the floor. Feeling that in the abdominals, it's strong in the abdominals. Keep your buttock bones pressed, your back of the hips pressed into the ground and the hands pressed into the ground, and then release back down when you need to. And now bend both legs at the knees and have a little rock. So take your thighs over your chest. Just have a little rock side to side, just to ease out through the spine. And then release the legs, allow the feet to float back down to the ground. And we're going to do a bit of work, just working a little bit stronger into the abdominal muscles, because good core strength benefits us in many ways. It's a centre of our own personal power in a particular energy centre of the body, in the abdominal navel centre. So it's very good just for inner power and inner strength, but good core strength also protects our backs. So we're just going to do a couple of movements to strengthen the core. So bend both legs at the knees, have the feet flat. And then from here, just scoot the right leg up into the air again. So just straighten that right leg up into the air. And have the foot as flat as you can get it towards the ceiling. And then take your arms over your head, rest them on the floor behind you, bending the elbows. And with the elbows bent, see if you can just bring the palms together in a prayer position just above the head. So the hands and the arms are resting on the floor, everything's rested out, and the heels of the hands come towards the head. Take a breath in here, and as you breathe out, lift up the head and the shoulders, drawing on the abdominal muscles, and bring the hands in front of the face as you lift the head towards the knee, breathing in to release back down. Just lift to where you can get to, and do that twice more. So we're lifting up on an out breath, and we're lifting back down on an in breath. Very good. And resting out if you need to. 3 movements in total. And then release the hands, release the right foot to the ground. And then we're going to swap over. So scoot your arms up again, overhead, bend in the elbows, and then bring in the hands together into prayer position, the heels of the hands towards the crown of the head. Left leg floats up. And 3 more times. Breathing out to release up, really drawing on your abdominal muscles, having a little pause here if that's good for you. Breathing in to release back down. And then releasing that leg, but keeping the knees bent. Keeping both legs bent at the knees, so you finish with the feet flat, the knees bent, and your arms back down by the sides of your body. Now the next posture is a stronger version of that. So you have that posture that you've just done, which you may just want to do a couple more times. You may want a little rest out, that's fine. But for those of you who want to work a little bit stronger, listen to this next level instruction. So make sure that your back is nice and flat on the ground, and then take your thighs over your chest. Just keep the knees there, and take your hands, interlace them around the back of your neck. So interlace the hands around the back of the neck, the elbows out to the side, and then stretch your right leg up into the air. Keep the left knee bent, so the left knee is over the chest, the right leg is scooted up into the air. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, you're going to lift up the upper body and take the right elbow to the left knee. Breathe in to come back down. And do that 3 more times. So breathing out, lift the body up, squeezing through, and take the right elbow to touch the left knee. Breathing in to come back down. Another time, breathing out, lift up, right elbow to left knee. So we're just going into a twist. Breathing in to come back down. See if you can do that a 4th time. So really working the abdominals. Release out of it whenever you need to. And then release the legs back down onto the chest and just have a little rock and roll. So either make little circles with the back of the hips or just rock from side to side, which just releases out the back and releases out the abdominal muscles too. So we're going to do the same to the other side. Remember, you can rest out, you can do the initial movement, the prayer position, or you can have a go at fewer versions of this, whichever's right for you. So with both thighs over the chest, scoot the left leg up into the air. keeping that leg as straight as you need to. And notice that this already engages the abdominals, doesn't it? To be able to hold this position, we need abdominal strength. Interlace the hands around the back of the head. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, lift up and left elbow to right knee. Breathe in and down. And breathe out, left elbow to right knee. 4 times in total. Okay, drawing on the abdominals, getting a hamstring stretch at the same time. Listen to your body. If you're feeling strain, if you're feeling pain, it's time to rest out. Release the feet back down to the floor when you're finished. Bring your arms down by the sides of the body and just have a little rock on the back of the hips here with the knees bent, just side to side, just to ease out through the abdomen and the back. Remember that we're looking for a sense of being rather than doing, even in the strongest postures. We all have a tendency to want to go get more, to want to do more, to want to achieve more, to want to push ourselves. But we get far, far more from ourselves, from life, if we can do it from a being mode. It's kind of akin to, is it called flow state or being in the zone? It's a much more powerful place to be. So we're going to do a deep thigh stretch now. So begin by bending both legs at the knee. The feet are flat on the ground and your arms are just down by the side of the body. Lift your right foot off the ground and take your right foot onto your left knee. So the right knee can just be out to the side, so you've got like a hole in the leg there. And flex your right foot, so the right foot is flexed up. That will help to protect the knee. Okay. And then see if you can lift your left foot off the ground. Lift your left foot off the ground and move your right arm in between the hole in the legs and your left arm around the outside and just hold around the back of the left knee with the legs flexed here. And see if you can gently squeeze the left thigh closer into the chest. Keep the whole of the back long, keep the sacrum and the back of the hips pushed into the floor, keep the back of the neck long. Hold that squeeze and see if you can straighten your left leg. See if you can straighten your left leg, so the one that's not bent, the one that's just lifted off the floor, see if you can straighten it up into the hair. And as you gently breathe in, just see if you can squeeze that leg closer into the body. Hold it for as long as you're comfortable, releasing out of it whenever you need to. And then release out, release the hands and let the foot float back to the floor and swap. Or release the leg out, just have a little rest here to let the body get back to neutral. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So bend both legs at the knees. Left foot onto right knee. Flex that foot. That's quite important for helping to work deeper into the hips, but also to protect the knee. And when you're happy here and you feel the back of the neck is long and your whole spine is long and straight on the floor, lift the right foot. And then scoot your left arm through the hole, right arm around the outside, and interlace the fingers around the back of the right knee. This is a stretch. You will feel this in the outside of the left hip, deep into the thigh. You can use your left elbow to even press into that thigh to ease that thigh out to the side a bit more. Ease the right thigh closer into the chest, little by little on the out breath. And then if you want to, stretch up and straighten up your right leg into the air. And work with the breath on each out breath. Just see if you can squeeze that leg a little bit closer into the body. What we're looking for is a really deep stretch in the outer left hip. The deep hip flexors, often the ones that restrict us in forward bends. Only hold it for as long as you're comfortable. We're looking for a stretch. We're looking to push our comfort zone, but we're looking for a sense of effortless effort within it too. So you will feel a stretch, and the more you work with the breath, the more the body will give you. Release out of that. Release the hands, the foot floats back to the floor, and just